going on, guys? I've been your best here today. I'm bringing you a review of the Marvel Legends Sandman Build-A-Figure Wave Black Suit Spider-Man. Let's get into it. Black Suit Spider-Man comes with 2 pairs of interchangeable hands. Comes with 2 open palms. You can see the web shooter on the back. If you're wondering what this dot is for, the webbing actually comes out of the costume, so he doesn't have to build his own web shooter, and because of that, Hasbro didn't include the flipping hands, and that makes a lot of sense, and I like how that is done. And then he comes with 2 fists, same web shooter, and if you put in the right lighting, actually gives it this hue, because the figure doesn't have any paint detail. You can actually see a vein in there. And then he comes with the Sandman Build-A-Figure piece, and these can be interchanged with the hands. So this is like the spike ball. I liked how this is done. Some really good detail in here, some good paint too. And then he comes with this hammer, and I like how this is done. See some sand, some battle scars. Really good paint detail, and it's kind of squishy too, and it's articulated. So really good stuff, man. Looking at Black Suit Spider-Man, this is the dope figure, man. Black Suit Spider-Man is my second favorite Spider-Man costume. First being red and blue, second being the black suit, and third being Future Foundation. And this figure came out simple and clean, but I think it's missing highlights and paint detail. You know, symbiotes in general, they usually have some form of highlight, especially with Spider-Man. His are usually purple or blue, especially blue. And, you know, if you put it under the right lighting, it looks like it has some form of highlight, but it's not really there on the actual figure. But other than that, this figure is really dope. Looking at this head sculpt, very menacing. You know, people were complaining about the eyes being way too big. I don't think it's a problem. You know, Spider-Man's being taken over by an alien in a live suit, so it's making him look different, like in the insignia and the eyes. So I think it came out really clean. See the spider insignia on the front. It's very cool. See the abs right there. Very clean lines. Something I think is very weird. You can see that the insignia stops right there, but when you extend the butterfly joint, it continues with like this weird block. I don't think that came out the best. You know, it looks really weird, especially on the back. So at least they tried, but it's not very good. See the insignia runs through the back, and on the front doesn't stop. And the rest is just a black figure, but I think it's clean. You can see the web shooter right there. You can see the rest of the muscle. So this is just a pizza Spidey mold, and I think it came out really cool. And people were having problems with the figure breaking at the shoulder. I haven't had that problem, and I really don't want to have that problem because this figure is really dope, and I don't want to mess it up. The articulation is the standard pizza Spidey mold. The head looks up, it's down, side to side, left and right. Arm moves back and forth, up and down. Butterfly joint, swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, wrist moves side to side, hand moves up and down. Ab crunch, voice swivel, leg moves forward, back, and out. I wish it moved farther than that. You know, with this mold, that has been a problem, that the leg doesn't move farther than that. Especially with characters like Spider-Man and Iron Fist, they really need to like have that kick. He has a thigh swivel, double jointed knee, foot moves up and down, and ankle pivot. So, good articulation on this figure. Looking at some other Black Suit Spider-Man figures, here is the Hasbro Spider-Man Classics Black Suit Spider-Man. And this is a really dope figure. You know, Hasbro, they reuse this mold from Toy Biz, and I think they added this arm. You know, it has no articulation in this arm, and I think it's really stupid because the entire figure is articulated except for this arm. But what's cool about this figure is he has blue and purple highlights. He has this really dope Spider-Man insignia, and he has the short eyes, which reminds me of Web of Shadows Spider-Man, and that's really dope. Here is the Air Glider Spider-Man from the Spider-Man Classics Toy Biz Spider-Man, and this is a dope figure. You know, he has all this articulation, but he broke at the shoulder, and because of that, I don't like using this figure anymore. But it's cool to have. You know, it's a rare figure. It's not really common, and I think this figure is better than this figure. He is more sleeker than him, and I like that better. I never got the Red Hulk Spider-Man, and I always wanted that figure. But time moves on and this replaces that figure. And, you know, Mezco, they actually announced that they're going to make a black suit Spider-Man. And that figure looks really dope. It doesn't have any highlights, but I think it looks way better than the red and blue one that they're doing. And here he is next to Pizza Spider-Man and Shocker. And I think he works well with your other Spider-Man villains. I'm going to rate this figure a solid 9. This is a great figure. You know, for whatever reason, I feel safer posing this figure around than the Pizza Spider-Man. But yeah. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you later. Peace.